Good morning.
Good morning,
Uh,
sir.
so let us start. In last class, we have discussed mobile IP network. Please recall the mobile IP. The working principle is the correspondent node sends the data to the mobile node. Mobile data packet contain the correspondent node's address, the sender's address, the source address, the home address, the destination address, and packet reach at the home agent. So along with the data packet contains other two additional information, source address as well as destination address, and the packet first reach at the home agent. But now the mobile node, the destination is not in the home network, it has moved into the foreign network. The foreign agent sends the care of address to the home agent to which all the packets should be sent. So we have already known that there is a registration between the home agent and the foreign agent, which sends a care of address, that is the new address of the mobile node. And now a tunnel will be established as we discussed in the last class. A tunnel, a dedicated path will be established between the home agent and the foreign agent by the process of tunneling. And through the tunnel, the home agent encapsulate the data, the data, the destination address and the source address, and deliver the data at a kernel entry, and it is received by the foreign agent in the another end of the tunnel. So we have already discussed agent discovery, agent registration. Once you move to another network, there should be a registration between the home agent and the foreign agent. And at last, the tunneling, it establishes a virtual pipe of the packet available between a tunnel entry and tunnel endpoint. So it is a process of sending packet via a tunnel, and it is achieved by the mechanism called encapsulation. It takes place to forward an IP datagram from the home agent to the care of address. So this tunnel forward the data through the tunnel. Data are forwarded from the home agent to the foreign agent by help of care of address. So whenever the home agent receives a packet from the correspondent node, it encapsulates the packet with source address and home address and destination as care of address. So here it encapsulates the packet with source address as home address. So now home agent is sending. So the source address is the home address and destination address as the care of address. So care of address means the address of the foreign agent. This is a clear picture you see. The correspondent node designated as CN, you see CN, the top of the slide. Now it's sent to data to the mobile node. You see mobile node at the bottom of the slide. But mobile node belongs to the home agent. It is home network. Now it is moved and enters foreign network. So there is the corresponding foreign agent also. So there should be a registration agreement between the home agent and foreign agent. And when corresponding node send data, it reaches the home agent, and home agent through tunneling forward the data to foreign agent. Foreign agent receive it and deliver to MN or mobile node. Mobile node acknowledge it, and foreign agent directly acknowledge to the CN. So these are the process we have discussed. So this is the process of mobile IP. Uh, the route optimization also we have discussed. Then the cellular IP. The mobile IP protocol, which I have already discussed now, uh, is considered to have limitation in its capability to handle large number of mobile stations moving fast between different radio cells. Although the mobile IP help us to continue our communication during traveling, during moving from one place to another place, but it has some limitation, it has some drawback, that is to handle large number of mobile stations moving fast between different radio cells. If the large number of mobile stations are there and moving very fast, they're traveling very fast, so it has the considered to have the limitation in capability. So there is some limitation. The handover frequency should typically not exceed once a second. However, mobile IP is well suited for interconnecting disparate cellular network, effectively providing global mobility. Resulting from this, Abhishek, please switch off your audio. Abhishek, are you there?
बुला रहा था ना
Okay. Resulting from the some micro mobility approach have been proposed within the IETF which support mobility as well as defined area. Four fundamental design principle of protocols are the cellular the location information is stored in a distributed database. Location information referring to a mobile host is created and updated by regular IP datagram originated by the said mobile host. Local information is stored as soft state. Location management for ideal mobile host is separated from location management of hosts that are actively transmitting or receiving data. So these are the some protocol where cellular IP obeys. Location information is stored in distributed database. That is, database is distributed. You can, as it is distributed, so it is faster. Location information referring to a mobile host is created and updated by regular IP datagram originated by the said mobile host. Location information is stored in a soft state. Location management for ideal mobile host is separated from location management of host. Let us see. Here also correspondent host who are sending data and home agent is there, you see. So the correspondent host while sending data to the home agent or mobile node, if it is in home agent, there is no problem. And you see there are mobile IP for an agent. There is a networking devices gateway or router is used to connect to the internet. And you see cellular IP node. So if the cellular IP node is in home agent, there is no problem. Home agent will deliver the data to the cellular IP node. But if the cellular IP node is not in the home agent, so the correspondent host while sending data is going to the home agent. And similarly, mobile IP agent, there is an agreement between the foreign agent and the home agent. So it sends the data to the cellular IP node or mobile IP foreign agent. So once it is received, it sends the data to the cellular IP node. Internet Protocol V6 version 6 mobility. So this is also another internet protocol. Uh, when a host is connected to a link or network, it acquires an IP address. You know that when we are there's a network, when is mobile, when is a computer is a host is connected to the link, it acquires an IP address, and all the communication takes place using that IP address on that link. So the that IP address is unique for that host, and all the communication now can take place using that IP address. But when the same host change its physical location, it moves into another area or another network, another subnet, another links. Its IP address changes accordingly, and all the communication take place on the host using old IP address goes down. So all the communication take place on the host using old IP address is goes down. Okay, so now because the IP as soon as the host change its location, the IP address change. So IPv6 mobility provide a mechanism for the host to roam around different links without losing any communication or connection. And important is also IP address. So IPv6 provide the mechanism. This mobility provides a mechanism for host to roam around different links. That is, you can move to different network, different subnet, different links without losing any communication or connection, and also IP address. You can retain the same IP address when you are moving from one location to another location, from one network to another network. When mobile node state is home link or home network, all communication take place on its home address because it has original IP address. So there should be no problem. You see here, home agent is there, mobile node is there. Now correspondent node sends data to the mobile node present in the home link. So there's a home agent, so doesn't any problem. But when a mobile node leaves its home link and is connected to some foreign link, the mobility feature of IPv6 come into play. So when you are in your home network, so there is no problem. But when you leave the home network or home link and connected to some foreign link and enter to a foreign network connected to a foreign link, so now the mobility feature of IPv6 come into play. What does it do? Let us see. After getting connected to a foreign link, the mobile node acquires an IPv6 address from the foreign link. This address is called the care of address. So when it is connected to another link, the mobile acquires a new address. It is not. It is called new IPv6 address. It is called care of address. So now the mobile node send a binding request to its home agent with the new care of address. So the mobile agent itself sending a request to the home agent that this is my new address. If any data or any communication comes for me, please send data to my new address, because my old address is now dropped and this is my new address. This is my care of address. If any data comes for me, meant for me, please send to me. The home agent binds the mobile node's home address with the care of address. What does the home agent does do? It binds the home address, that is the old address, with the new address. If any data comes in this old address, it will be sent to the new address, not the old address, because the address already changed. So the home agent bind the mobile node's home agent, that is original IP address, with the new IP address. So there should be a map. There should be a binding with the care of address, establishing a tunnel between both. We have already know what is tunneling. So using that tunneling, the mobile node and home address binds. That is the home agent know the new address, the care of address for the mobile node. So if any data comes, now it does not have any problem to forward the data to the new address. Let us come to the last paragraph. Whenever a correspondent node tries to establish a connection with mobile node, when your friend now want to connect you, but you are not in your home address. If you are home address, then no problem, ho jane directly deliver to data. So whenever a correspondent node tries to establish a connection with the mobile node on its home address, the home agent intercept the packet and forward to the mobile node's care of address over the tunnel which was already established. So now the correspondent node send a data to you, but you are not in your home agent, but you have changed your address, which is already uh, uh, known by the home agent. So it immediately send the data or forward the data to the care of address, new address over the tunnel which was already established in second step. So now the data is delivered to the mobile node easily. So here on the difference is IPv6 is, that is, no foreign agent is there. That is mobile node itself binding request to the home agent. I am in the new address, and this is my care of address. When it is acquire a new IP address, it automatically send the data. But you compare with the IP version, that is their foreign agent is there. Okay, foreign agent send a request. You see, in the picture, you will not find the role of foreign agent. Okay. So no foreign agent there in the slide you see. So when correspondent node send data to the home link, you see, this is a clear picture. And the mobile node, which already entered to the foreign link, acquires a new address. And send a new address, IPv6 address, to the home agent. Home agent and maps or binds that home address with the new address, and a tunnel is established. You see, there's a tunnel established, a pipe-like structure. And now the correspondent node sends data to the home agent, and home agent know your new address. So immediately it forward the data to the new address, and it delivered to the mobile node. So in this way, IPv6 mobility works. So you don't drop your IP address because there's a map from the original IP address, old IP address, to the new IP address. Although your address changes, but there should be a bind, there should be a map. So in this way, the mobile IPv6 mobility works. Then VoIP, voice over internet protocol. Uh, VoIP is a technology that allows to make voice call using a broadband internet connection instead of a regular phone line. So in if we in previous years, when you go 10 or 15 years ago, there is a dedicated phone line used, landline phone line used to talk or to make voice communication with others. A dedicated line is used. You can take the example of a landline. Uh, so, but VoIP use your internet connection, broadband internet connection instead of that line. You must connect to the internet if you want to talk to other person. VoIP services convert voice into digital signal that travel over the internet. When we are talking, our voice is analog talk, so it first convert its signal, analog signal to digital signal. Now it travel over internet. If we are calling a regular phone number, the signal is converted to a regular telephone signal before it reaches the destination. So please recall, when the phone are there, landline and there is a device used modem. The modem converts the digital signal, analog signal to digital signal at the receiver end, and perform the opposite work, the reverse work, as the destination. So once the analog signal converted to digital signal, it travel through the link or travel through the internet here, and similarly at the destination sites, the digital signal again converted to the analog to the receiver. So when we are calling using a regular phone number, the signal is converted to a regular telephone signal before it reaches the destination. So first it is converted to analog to digital, and again at destination side it is converted to digital to analog signal. So VoIP can allow us to make a call directly from computer, a special VoIP phone or a traditional phone connected to a special adapter. So it helps us to, you can talk with the computer if you have proper device, a special VoIP phone or a traditional phone connected to a adapter. So no, without also a cell phone, you can also use your computer also to talk by help of VoIP. How does VoIP work? You see, as we discussed in the last slides, when you are talking, your voice is analog from, that is you see there is a VoIP device, and your audio which is in analog form is now converted to digital form, which is known as data packets. You see here that is written as audio is now converted to data packets. So once it's converted to digital form, data packets, now it can travel or move through the internet, and you see so after traveling the data packet, when it reached the destination, before reaching it must be converted to its original form, that is the data packet now converted to the audio again, and it is reached the destination. In this way, the two devices, you see there are two VoIP devices. One is the source and another is the destination. Now they can communicate. So VoIP works in this manner. It is simple. That is the digital form convert to analog, then it travels, and then before reaching the VoIP device, the destination device, it again changes its original form. Advantages. Some VoIP services offer features and services that are not available with a traditional phone, or are available but only for the additional or an additional fee. So traditional phone lines, landlines, does not provide some services which are provided by the VoIP features, and paying for both for a broadband connection and a traditional telephone line can be avoided. You need not to pay for the both the connection and the traditional telephone line. smoother connection that an analog signal can be provided, but it also suffers some drawbacks. Some VoIP service don't work during power outage, and the service provider may not offer backup power. So if there is some power failure, so some VoIP service may not work because the service provider does not offer the backup power. Not all VoIP emergency services through emergency service number. Some emergency number, you know, that to the police, to the fire station, and some VoIP address uh, not connected to the directly emergency number. Not all the VoIP services. So this is another drawback. VoIP providers may or may not offer dictionary assistance. So it doesn't provide a dictionary assistant, that is the number of phone number of others. It doesn't provide that. So it is a connection through which we can send data, voice data. Then come to the IP security, which is a short known as IPsec. You see, um, because when we are sending data or receiving data, the security plays a vital role. That is, your data cannot be read by the others, or your data should reach destination. So some techniques used for that purposes. That is, the data should be secured. Let us discuss how our data will be secured, because security actually plays a vital role, because when we are sending data, we may send some emergency data, some data which are important, and I don't want that this data is written or read by the others. So the IP security, which is shortly known as the IPsec, is an Internet Engineering Task Force standard suite of protocols between two communication points across the IP network that provide the data authentication, integrity, and confidentiality. Data authentication, that is, the user is an authorized user. It should provide that features, that is the data which is sent by the author is a authorized user. Data integrity, that is data security, and confidential, that is, if the data is confident, no one can view it. It also defined encrypted and decrypted and authenticated packets. So data while sending, it's encrypted. It is encrypted to other form, so that in between the way, if it is read or if it is viewed by other person, they cannot read it, because the data is not the original data. It is encrypted to other form. Similarly, it is decrypted in the other side. If we encrypted in the source sides, it should be decrypted in the corresponding other side. And authenticated packet, as I said, is authenticated. It should be checked if the data is authenticated or not. Okay, that is, the user who is sending data is authenticated or not, or the person who are using the data is authenticated or not. Some user ID password must be there, or any other technique are there to check the authenticated. The protocol needed for secure key exchange and key management are defined in it. Let us see what is key exchange. use of IP security. So when we are sending data wireless, the security is more vital because uh, security may is a problem, a challenge there, because when we are sending data wirelessly, security in most of the communication, in most of the technology is a challenge. To maintain security, we have to follow some techniques. Let us see what is the uses of IP security. IP security can be used in the following things: the encrypt application layer data. The data is encrypted to other form. The original data while traveling, before traveling, it's converted to another form. It is encrypted to provide security for routers sending routing data across the public internet. So if you are using the public network or public internet, so it provides the security for the routers to provide authentication without encryption, like to authenticate the data originated from a known sender, that is the data comes from a authorized sender. So to provide authentication, that is by checking the user ID or passwords, by checking any face recognition system, figure recognition system, iris. So to know a authenticate the user, there are different techniques are used to protect network data by setting up circuits using IPsec tunneling, in which all data being sent between the two endpoints is encrypted as with a virtual private network connection. We have already discussed the tunneling. The tunneling is a dedicated path. The data is delivered to one end and received another end. No intermediate or no other data can be sent during that time. So it is secured. Okay. So when you are traveling, suppose you are traveling in your private car, yeah, with two security members, so the security is more. If you are traveling in a public network, the security is less. So to protect network data by setting the circuit using IPsec tunneling, in which all the data are being shared between the two endpoints and encrypted. Two endpoints only. There is no intermediate interfere. Okay, data is send one end, another receive another end. So it is a tunneling. That is why the word tunneling is used. No intermediate can interface in between that. Working of IP security. The host check if the packet should be transmitted using IP security or not. The packet traffic triggers the security policy for themselves. This is done when the system sending the packet apply an appropriate encryption. The incoming packet also checked by the host that are encrypted properly or not. So the host first check if the packet should be transmitted using IPsec or not. How? Now the IP packet, this packet traffic triggers the security policy of themselves, and the incoming packets are also checked by the host that are encrypted properly or not. Then the I key phase 1, that is internet key exchange. Then the I key phase 1 start with the two hosts using IPsec authenticate themselves each other to start a secure channel. So there are the key exchange between this source and destination I key E. It has two modes: the main mode, which provide the greater security, and the aggressive mode, which enable the host to establish an IP security more quickly. So it has two modes in IKEA phase 1. In this phase, the main mode which provide the greater security and the aggressive mode which enable the host to establish an IPsec circuit more quickly. Besides that, the channel created in the last step is then used to secure to negotiate the way the IP circuit will encrypt data across the IP circuit. So this work is done, the encryption is done during the phase 1. Let us discuss in IKE phase 2. So after phase 1, in IKE phase 2, now it is connected over the secure channel in which the two hosts negotiate the type of cryptographic algorithm to use on the session and agreeing on the secret key material to be used with those algorithms. So in this phase, the two hosts, that is the source host and destination address, as there is an agreement, there is a negotiate in which cryptographic algorithm they are used, because the destination have to decryptolize it, decrypt it, decrypt it. It have to decrypt it to know the original data. So, for example, if in the destination sites all the letter is replaced by its next letter. Suppose A is replaced by B. In decryption sites, all the letter will be decrypted by in previous letter to get the original data. So the source and the destination have an agreement, have a negotiate which algorithm, which cryptographic algorithm to use to encrypt the data, so that the destination side is decrypted. Then the data is exchanged across the newly created IPsec encrypted tunnel. So we have already know that there is a tunnel used for more security. These packets are encrypted and decrypted by the host using IPsec SAS security association. So data is encrypted because they are all they have an agreement which cryptographic algorithm is used for that purposes. So that the same algorithm is used to decrypt it. When the communication between the host is completed or the session times out, then the IPsec tunnel is terminated by discarding the key by both the hosts. We have already known that there is a key exchange between them. So when the communication is over or completed or the session timeout, so the tunnel must be terminated. How how is it terminated? Now it is terminated by discarding the key by both the host. So the key which has extend them, so they discard that keys, and as soon as they discard that keys, the tunnel is terminated. The tunnel between them are terminated, the session is terminated as the communication is over or the session times out. So this is a small example. You see the original packet are there, TCP protocol is data is there, and a header is IP header is used there. IP header, ESP header is added when encrypted. TCP data is there, ESP trailer is added when encrypted. So then the encryption take place, and then authentication is take place, and then the data is sent. So IPsec plays a vital role and provides security to the data so that it's come from the authorized user and it's to be delivered to the destination side without any hacking or read by the other user. Then virtual networking. Virtual means not real, but actually it seems, but actually not real. Like your image, when you are standing in front of a mirror, you view your virtual image. That is the image is there, but it is virtual. That is actually not present there. It seems to be there. So this is virtual image. So similarly, here is virtual networking. Virtual, the word means is not real. You see, virtual networking is a technology that facilitates the control of one or more remotely located computers or servers over the internet. Here, data communication occurs between two or more virtual machines. Okay, but it seems that data is communicated between source and destination. It is similar to traditional networking, but interconnection occurs through virtual computing environment means in virtual networking, all devices, server, virtual machine are connected through software and wireless technology. So when you when we are sending data or communicated to others, we are only know that we are connected to the destination, source and destination, and then we have we communicate. But you see, in between that, in between the communication, in between there are different remotely located server, uh, virtual machine are connected. It is both it is based on physical networking principle, but its function are mostly software driven. So there are some specific software in virtual networking devices across many locations connects with each other and function with the same capability as a traditional physical network. So there are no traditional physical network, but it works like that. It's the same capability. It has some software driven specific software are there. Virtual networking reduces the cost and complexity of the operating and maintaining hardware. Virtual networking software are installed in one remote computer or server to avail the virtual networking facility. Virtual networking interconnects remote devices and machines from any location using the software. So you can interconnect the remote device and machine. Some vendor offer comprehensive virtual networking software and services. Modern technology is used to create an extended network that works wirelessly. So it reduces the cost, and modern technology is used to create an extended network that works wirelessly. Some virtual networking interconnect the remote devices from any location but using software. So it reduces the hardware cost, the maintenance cost. Virtual class, virtual networking is divided. You see, virtual private network, which is known as VPN, VPN use the interconnect to connect two or more existing network. It is an internet-based virtual networking technology that allows to access any physical network that are connected. It also allows connecting any private network through the internet securely and privately. It is just like a private point-to-point connection between two devices or network. And the second one is virtual local area network, which is known as VLAN. It subdivides the LAN logically into two different broadcast domains, means it uses partition to group device on a LAN network into domains with resources and configuration. So it is divided into two domains. A LAN is divided into smaller group based upon some domains with the resources or configurations. It allow better security, monitoring, and management of the device and a server with a specific domain. And each server is a specific domain. Each VLAN acts as a separate LAN. Data transmission become much easier with VLAN. The increasing transmission demand is fulfilled. There are some benefit of virtual networking. Flexibility and scalability. So it is flexible because it is software driven. Digital security there, it maintain the security. Low network hardware investment, that it is software driven, so the hardware cost is reduced. Less overall traffic, it is faster. Centralized network management, it address easy address to issues. Cost saving, no physical cable are used. Hardware cost also reduced, so it is cost saving. Remote work capability and productivity, these are the benefit of virtual networking. Mobile cloud computing. Mobile cloud computing, which is defined as a combination of mobile computing, cloud computing, and wireless network that comes up together purpose such as rich computational resource to mobile user, network operator, as well as to cloud computing provider. You learn about the cloud. You must heard about the cloud computing. So there should be a cloud where data can be stored, and you can access the your cloud. So it is a combination of mobile computing and cloud computing and wireless network that comes up together. That is the network is wireless. So altogether, it is called the mobile cloud computing. So it is written the same. You see, it is defined as a combination of mobile computing, means we are communication with through a mobile devices, wireless devices, cloud computing, and wireless network that comes up together purpose such as rich computational resources. The purpose is the computational resources to the mobile user, network operators, as well as the cloud computing providers. Mobile cloud computing is meant to make it possible for rich mobile application to be executed on a different number of mobile devices. In this technology, data processing and data storage happen outside of the mobile devices. So all the data processing and data storage happen outside the mobile devices. You see how it is stored in outside the devices. First, it is advantages you see. It has extended battery life. Why? Because the data processing is done outside of the mobile devices, so less power is consumed. So the battery life is extended, increases. Improvement in data storage capacity and processing power. Improve synchronization of data due to store in one place accessible from anywhere platform them. So the data synchronized for there because data is stored in one place. Any change in data can be viewed to anywhere. Improve reliability and scalability. So it is more reliable and ease of integration. The integration also easy. Factors fostering adoption of mobile cloud computing. That is why do we adopt the mobile cloud computing? Trends and demands. First is trends and demand. Customers expect convenience in using company's website or application from anywhere and at any time. Mobile cloud computing is meant for this purpose. User always want to access business application from anywhere so that they can increase their productivity even when they are in the commute. So when they are traveling, you can also using the mobile cloud computing, you can access your business application from sitting anywhere. Improved and increased broadband coverage, 3G and 4G along with the Wi-Fi, femtocells. Famous will know that the number of cells, picocell, femtocells are providing better connectivity for mobile device cloud computing. So improve and increase broadband coverage, enabling technology HTML, CSS, hypervisor for mobile devices. Cloudlets and Web 4.0 are enabled technology that will drive adoption of mobile cloud computing. These are the three factors which is for which we are adopt from the mobile computing. Characteristics of mobile cloud computing application. Let's see what is the characteristics. Cloud infrastructure. Cloud infrastructure is a specific form of information architecture that is used to store data. As you know that the cloud computing, the data is stored there in cloud. We can use it when we need it. So the cloud infrastructure is a specific form of information architecture that is used to store data. The data is stored at that cloud on at the time of necessity where we can access it. Data cache. In this, the data can be locally cached. Some frequently used data is locally cached. To save the time, the frequently used data is locally cached so that every time we need not to access the remote side to get your data, which takes more time. If the data is locally cached, you can easily find. User accommodation. Scope of accommodating different user requirement in cloud app development is available in mobile cloud computing. So scope of according different user requirements. So user have different requirements. So different user requirement can be fulfilled here using the cloud app developments. It will easily access from desktop or mobile device alike. So using your mobile devices, using your desktop, you can access the mobile cloud computing data. Cloud apps facilitated to provide access to whole new range of services. So the application which used for these purposes provides access to whole new range of the services. So the application used for these purposes, and these applications provides the access to a whole new range of service. On a remote data center, mobile cloud applications are operated generally by third-party data is stored and compute cycles are carried out. The uptime, integration, and security aspect are taken care of by backend, which also enables support to multiple of the access method. So on a remote data center, that is when data site is remote, that is mobile, that is data not present in the local cache. When we are want to accessing data from the remote site, the clouding application, the apps are operated generally by third party data. Third party, how the data is stored and compute cycles are carried out. The uptime, integrated and security aspect are taken care of. So security is taken also, aspect are taken care of also by backend, which also enables support to multi of access the method. The applications can function online quite well. However, they need timingly updating because the applications needs timely updating because data changes rapidly. So there should be a synchronization between the application and the data. These need not be permanently stored on the device, but they do not always occupy any storage space on computer or a communication device. So we already known from the first slide that the data processing and data stores present outside of the devices. So they need not be permanently stored on the device, but they don't always occupy any storage space or a computer or any communication device. The benefits are mobile cloud computing saves business money because of portability, which makes their work easy and efficient. Cloud consumers explore more features on their mobile phones, so it has more using your mobile phone. You can get more features. Developer reach greater market through mobile clouds web devices. More network provider can join up in this field. It is also suffer some challenges. Nowadays, the mobile cloud computing is widely used, but there are some challenges. Let us discuss one by one. Low bandwidth. There is one of the big issues in mobile clouding computing. Mobile clouding use radio waves. We already know the radio waves, which are limited as compared to the wire network. So available wavelength is distributed in different mobile devices. Therefore, it has been 3 times slower in accessing speed as compared to the wire network. So as it is uses the radio waves, which is limited to compared to the wire network. So as if you compare to the wire network, its speed is less. So in mobile computing, where data is stored, although it has different benefits, different good features we have already discussed, but it is 3 times slower in accessing speed in compared to the wire network. So first drawback, which is low bandwidth. Second, security and privacy. As we discussed, as it is a wireless connection, so security may be a challenge. It is difficult to identify and manage threats or mobile devices as compared to desktop devices because in a wireless network there are the information from the network. So as it is a wireless network, so security is a feature, security is a challenge. Service availability. User often find complaints like a breakdown of the network, transportation crowding, so out of coverage, etc. So these are the service availability problems. So user may complain like the background of network, the network is not there. The transportation crowding data is slow moving. The access is slow when we are accessing the data. To get that data, that is the latency is higher, greater. Out of coverage, so you should be within the coverage area to access the data. If your data or your mobile phones, your mobile devices out of the range, it is difficult to access the data. Besides these, sometimes customer gets a low frequency signal which affects the access speed and the storage facility. So the speed, access speed and storage facility also a challenge. So these are the challenge of mobile cloud computing, the low bandwidth, security and privacy, and service availability. So after mobile computing, come to the mobile database. So you know that the database where the data is stored, it is a logically stored data where the relative data are stored in a place that is called the database. So what do you mean by mobile database? The database we know, but what do you mean by mobile database? A mobile database is a database that can be connected to a mobile computing device over a mobile network. So the mobile data nothing more it itself a database which store data, but it can be connected to a mobile computing device. Mobile computing device over a wireless network. So when a database is connected to a wireless device using a wireless connection, using a mobile computing device using a wireless connection, that database is referred as mobile database. Here the client and the server have wireless connection. So the client as well as the server both have wireless connection. So that is why the database is referred as wireless mobile database. In nowadays, mobile computing is growing very rapidly and its huge potential in the field of the database. It will applicable on different devices like Android based mobile database, iOS based mobile database, and the common example of database are Cloud base light and object box. So these are the example of the mobile database where both client and server are have wireless connection. So using different devices, the devices may be Android based operating system, iOS based operating system mobile databases. So the database are associated with these um, mobile operating system. We have already discussed Android, iOS. We have already discussed in operating systems. So some name of the mobile databases are you see Couchbase Lite, Object Bus. These are the some good example of mobile databases. There are some features of mobile database. A cache is maintained to hold frequent and frequent and transactions so that they are not lost due to the connection failure. As we discussed, a local cache is there is maintained to store the frequently accessed data. The frequently accessed data, so the database contain a huge amount of data. Some data is used frequently by the user. The other data is rarely used. The other data is rarely used, and some data used frequently, some data is rarely used. So the frequently used data is stored in a local cache so that when you want to access this data, you will get easily because it's stored in the local cache. You need not to make request to the your server to send this data. So a cache is maintained to hold the frequent transactions so that they are not lost due to connection failure. At this, at the use of laptop or mobiles or PDA is increasing to reside the mobile system. Mobile database are physically separate from the central database server. They are physically separated from the central database server. Once the mobile database is updated, then it is synchronized with central database. Mobile databases resided on mobile devices. So mobile database is resided in the mobile devices. Mobile databases are capable of communicating with a central database server or other mobile client from remote sites. So there is a communication between the your mobile database and the mobile clients or central database, remote database. With the help of the mobile database, mobile user must be able to work without a wireless connection due to poor or even non-existent connection. So using this mobile device, you can able to work without the connection or even poor network. A mobile database is used to analyze and manipulate data on mobile devices. You can use the mobile devices to analyze and manipulate data in your own mobile device. Mobile database typically involves three parties: fixed hosts, mobile units, and base station. First is fixed host. It performs the transaction and data management function with the help of the database server. It performs the transaction data management function with the help of the database server. So fixed host mobile unit also these are portable computers that moves around a geographical region that include the cellular network that this unit used to communicate the base station. It is also the mobile units that is where some devices which are moved around the geographical region. Base station. There are two-way radio installation in fixed location that passes communication with the mobile unit and mobile fixed host. So mobile unit and mobile fixed host बीच में it passes the communication. So there is a two-way radio installation in fixed location in between these. It has some drawbacks, some limitations at the mobile computing. It has limited wireless bandwidth. So as it is wireless, so bandwidth less. Mobile database wireless communication speed. So wireless communication speed also another challenge. It requires unlimited battery power to access. So always the power should be on. Battery power access it needs more power. So battery power access, unlimited battery power access. It is less secure as it is mobile wireless connection. So there should be security is a challenge we already discussed. So it is less secure as compared to the physical database. It is hard to make theft proof. So although different techniques is used for these purposes, for security purposes, but it is also difficult to make threat proof. So these are the limitations. Then mannet. The next topic is mannet, mobile ad hoc network mannet. We have already discussed the ad hoc network. MANET stands for Mobile Ad Hoc Network, which is also called Wireless Ad Hoc Network or Ad Hoc Wireless Network, that usually has a routable network environment on top of a link layer ad hoc network. So it has a routable network environment. They consist of a set of mobile nodes connected wirelessly in a safe configured self-healing network without having a fixed infrastructure. It is not a fixed infrastructure, it is self-configured or self-healing. So mobile nodes connected wirelessly. So it consists of some set of mobile nodes which connected wirelessly. Managed nodes are free to move randomly as the network topology changes frequently. The network, you know that when moving, as it is a mobile devices, the network topology may changes. Topology means the arrangement of nodes in a network. Please recall the number of topology, the arrangement of nodes. Star topology are there, mesh topology are there, tree topology are there, bus topology are there, the topology are there. So when you are moving from one network and the network, the topology may changes. Suppose you are in star topology and you are entering a bus topology. So it is free to move randomly as the network topology changes frequently. Each node behaves as a router as the forward traffic to other specified node is the network. So each node behaves as a router because router is a device which forward the data which is not meant for it. Suppose one node is send data, it first reaches the in neighbor node. It is know that its data not meant for me. It immediately forward to its neighbor. In this way, the packet travels. So each node behaves as a router as they forward traffic to other specified node in the network. So each node forwarded the packet to its neighbor. In this way, a packet moves from one node to another node. A temporary variety of location and an ad network. So when you know that it does not ad hoc wireless ad hoc does not have a permanently installation structure. So if it is permanently installed, you get now a LAN. An ad network may accommodate multiple users, so they suffer. The hosting also user connect to the internet. Obviously, the it is the main issues of the security. Cyber criminal can typically connect to the wireless ad hoc network and consequently to the device if they come within signal range. So the security is a challenge. Security is a main issue here. The network name cannot be distinguish if user are in the public area since user cannot prevent their ID broadcast in ad hoc mode. So if you are a public area, to prevent the ID broadcast in ad hoc mode, uh, the user are in a public area since user cannot prevent their ID broadcast. Ad hoc network are not always appropriate because of this. So due to this security, the ad hoc network are not always appropriate. Ad hoc connection having transitory and only reachable within 100 meter can be useful in some circumstances. Attackers are unable to access the gadget from a distance and are limited in the amount of time they have to plot their attack. So if they are the range, they can attack, otherwise not. So what you see here, this is the mobile ad hoc network. You see there are several nodes are there. And when a data is sent to another from one node to another node, it reaches its neighbor node. It acts as a router and it sends data to its neighbor, for the data to its neighbor to reach the destination. So please write your name and registration number who have not written in the board. So characteristics of MANET we will discuss in the next class.